Welcome. On behalf of IMN, today we're joined by Simon Frost, CEO of Tiber Capital Group. Simon, great to speak to you today. How are you doing?
It's good to be here again. It's been, I've been here for the last 12 years or so it's nice to be back.
Wow. Well, welcome back. Really looking forward to speaking. Do you mind just starting us off with who you are and what your company does?
Sure. So I'm Simon Frost. My company, Tiber Capital Group, is the third company that I've established in this space. I started out in 2011, so been around for a little while. Started a company called the American Home back then. We bought about 2,500 homes in about 15 months and then sold all of those to Silver Bay back in 2013. After that, I led a company called Key Properties, where we bought about 7,500 homes in about 3.5 years. So that was also quite a rapid ramp. And then since 2018, really the beginning of 2019, I've been running Tiber Capital Group, and we've bought about 8,750 homes over the last 4 years, but really intensive over 3 years.
Oh, right. Well, already pretty successful then. What do you think gives your company those kind of competitive advantages over other companies?
So I think there are a few things. The main thing probably is the experience in the space. Having been around since 2011, it's been a lot of years to really figure things out. Made a lot of mistakes over the last 12 years, but I think we're starting to really understand what single family is all about. I think the second big thing has been the track record that we've been able to establish, especially with respect to IRRs. We are very IRR focused, trying to make sure that we're renovating quickly and getting homes stabilized rapidly, capturing real acquisition discounts along the way. We've been able to scale, I think, responsibly and rapidly across all three of those different companies, but we're starting to make it a little bit formulaic right now. So I think I'm ready to jump into action in the next 12 months. I think if we get some recessionary pricing, we've got some real opportunities there. I think sourcing has been a big competitive advantage for us. We've been able to buy 60% of homes over the last 5 years off market, establish big broker networks, and we're also experts in auction acquisitions, especially when auction markets were giving us a lot of supply back in 2013 through 2016. We had about 550 employees at our maximum, and about 300 of those people were on the renovations team, with an average of about 15 years of experience in renovations. So we are able to do deep renovations on our properties, and I think a lot of our competitors focus on buying newer product that doesn't need as much renovation. We have mature systems and processes now. In the beginning, it was all spreadsheets and bubblegum, but now it's much more mature with systems and processes and people that really know what they're doing. We capture, I think, 4 different forms of arbitrage that's, I think, set us aside. We, like I said, are able to capture these acquisition discounts quite well by buying homes that are off market, don't have as much competition for the acquisitions. But then we're also able to capture renovation arbitrage. That's where we're able to do deep renovation and capture real value by putting in renovation dollars and real expertise. And then capturing cap rates, capturing values at cap rates versus values at retail. We've been able to sell big portfolios of properties at quite a premium to retail value. And then the fourth big thing has been our financing. We're quite experienced in the financial markets, capital markets, establishing REITs, putting together IPO readiness programs. We've had warehouse lines, done 3 securitizations, so are very familiar with sophisticated reporting and preparation for those bigger capital events.
Well, that's a really helpful overview. If you wouldn't mind, we could get a little bit more specific. How do capital partners then stand to benefit from working with you?
So I think anybody that's looking for a really experienced operator that's been in this game for a long time, understands every type of asset that's available, are able to understand risk reward properly, really evaluate risk according to neighborhood, construction, renovation, timeline, operations, and be able to execute at scale with rapid scaling up to be able to exit at high values, maximizing IRRs by with portfolios of properties that across multiple MSAs.
Okay, well, Simon, you're clearly very knowledgeable within this market. So if you had to kind of look ahead over the next 10 years, where do you envision the next biggest opportunities?
So I think there are a few things going on in the macroeconomy right now that I think we're able to capture opportunity around. Probably the biggest for me is workforce housing, but that's a product of a few things. So I think we've seen significant excess rental demand over the last few years, driven especially by lack of supply of homes and lack of affordability. We've seen folks that are trying to enter the home buying market or the rental market just being unable to afford it. Where the latest John Burns numbers show that it costs about $1,200 more per month to own than to rent, and people can't afford to buy. That's 50% more, 52% more in terms of your monthly costs if you want to own rather than buy. So we've got an enormous number of people that are looking for properties, especially in the workforce housing range, that don't have access to them. And none of our competitors are really targeting those type of properties that are lower cost or have potentially higher renovations needs and are older vintage. And some of these older vintage properties are the best built properties out there. They're the 50s and 60s, four-sided brick and block that your dad would tell you to buy because it's got good bones. And nobody's buying these because I think the industry has been focused more on newer product that has lower renovation risk, that has an easier execution, but not necessarily what folks require. I think 77% of the entire SFL market is older product that was built prior to 1999. And the big focus has been on homes built more recently than that.
Simon, you're clearly one to watch in this industry. We are live here at IMN's Single Family Rental Forum. So why for you was it important to attend? What value do you find from being here?
Well, I think this has always been the preeminent meeting for people to come to. Everybody's here in the space. When I look around, there's so many folks that go back all the way to 2011 when we really started to meet. And it's been a core group of people that have led the industry. So if I were to pick one or two events to go to every year, IMN would definitely be there.
Well, that is great to hear. And I'm so glad you've had such a great run up until now. And we wish you a very successful conference while we're here. Thank you so much for speaking.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thank you.